What is going on, everybody? It's the Calhoun Show, episode 131. I know that because Stephanie and I looked it up while we did our interview.
Stephanie
It's
who?
not really an interview. You were asking about the intro while we did the show.
That's
so
right.
people will hear that.
Yes.
But now you're on the intro.
Now I am the intro.
And now you can send it to Patty's Music that you were offended you didn't get to hear.
That's because Patty's Music is a institution
So
on
now
the show.
we start the show as we always do with Patty's Music.
Go, Patty.
Stephanie's here.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Talk about Condi's chair.
Condi's chair has a cup holder, but it's weirdly close to the table, and I'm a little bit miffed it took getting a regular. I feel like those of us who really did the legwork here on the Calhoun Show deserved a chair like this. How come Condi gets it?
He brought it.
Oh, it's his chair.
It's his chair. Yeah.
Well, I'm currently using it, and
Yeah.
I'm going to use the cup holder.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, you're drinking coffee at 5:47 p.m.
But it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so is my day ending or is it just beginning?
Are you going out?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You are going out. You are going out.
I am going out.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Middletown, Connecticut. Is that a thing we say?
That's where you are. That's where you're already there.
I don't want to give out my location.
You don't want to give out the name of the bar?
No.
Okay.
I don't want
You'll already be out of the bar by the time people are...
Right, but you should never talk about the crime. Like, that's weird.
Are you committing crime?
You don't know that I'm not.
Well, it's the day before Thanksgiving. It would
Yeah.
be a little inconvenient for everybody else. Chair, good or bad overall?
Chair. It's a camp chair. Let's be honest. He's not a man of, leisure in this chair.
You're confused about the height.
Well, yeah, because there's no leg room. Like, have I missed something? Like, is he cut off at the knees? This isn't comfortable. He needs better chair taste. I think it's a taste issue.
We need big comfy chairs.
Yes.
And we need to there needs to be a different setup.
What I'm going to do is provide my own chair to live here in your apartment, and I will use that chair when I come to visit for the Calhoun Show.
My apartment at some point will simply be full of chairs.
One for every guest.
For whatever guest happens to be at the house.
I actively encourage the other Calhoun Show regular guests to submit your chair requests to the Twitter handle, and we will see what happens.
That's the Condi chair, the Brett chair. There's the Stephanie chair in the corner.
The Grant Camp stool, since he doesn't come on very often. That's all he gets.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put a very small chair that my phone can sit on for Andy in the corner.
Oh,
Andy's,
I love that little director style chair for Andy.
Patty can sit on that one too. Patty comes on here and there.
Patty's should be a musician's stool since he gave the music, though.
Yes. All right. That's fair. That's fair. By the way, you saw what Andy created for
Andy's
KCDC.
got some skills. I wouldn't tell him that personally, but he's pretty gifted.
For KCDC. He made us a new spinny graphic thing. You won a week on KCDC.
I did win a week on KCDC, guys. I hope you saw that.
It's impressive.
Hope you noticed that I am better at sports than some of you.
You're like somewhere in the top 10 still.
That's right.
Now, you have an advantage having picked every week.
Yes, I do.
Because you were there at the beginning when the world still at
Doesn't that just
at a
make
great
me-
extent doesn't know we exist yet.
But that just makes me a better listener.
It does. Well, I don't think so. Let's do some math. This is episode what of the Calhoun Show?
100.
God knows. 131, 132.
Yes, this is 131.
Is that the first time I ever guessed on the show?
And got it right?
What the number was and got it
Yes,
right?
correct.
And this is the first time you were in studio for it. I've always guessed and it's always wrong.
Usually I develop sort of a twitch when you try to guess because it's almost always wrong.
Now, I'm going to make a statement that I think is accurate, but there's one caveat to it. Have you listened to every single episode of this podcast?
Yes. Including the ones I'm on. I listen to those multiple times.
Okay, see, that was the caveat.
I play them for my coworkers and friends, and I'm annoying.
I'm just starting to learn how to listen to podcasts. I never listened to the Calhoun Show ever. And then
right.
I had a hard time listening to like the practice KCDC, but I had to because we had to know if it was any good or not.
Yeah.
And now I have to just for notes and stuff for the all the different, posts and things we do, but
Right. My narcissism is pretty strong when it comes to the sound of my own voice, so I am perfectly happy to listen back to our conversations that I was a part of.
All right, so we have a few things on the agenda.
We do.
We're going to discuss something that I've been passionate about for a long time, and that's the overrating that turkey gets this time of year.
Oh, hot take.
You wanted to talk about Thanksgiving television.
Yep. I did some research for that. We also have some listener questions, which I'm actively excited for and did research. Hope you guys are ready.
All right, let's do one of those first.
Ooh.
Well, the one you did research for. Whatever you did research for, I'd like to kick off with that.
Well, I don't remember which listener it was because I'm a terrible person and I didn't prep.
Okay.
So, one of the wonderful listeners asked how Turkey, the name of the country, and Turkey, the bird, are the same. And I found several articles, which I will link to in the show's Twitter because you can't stop me.
No one can wait for that.
I'm so excited.
Our most popular link yet.
I might actually write my own small 12-piece series on this etymology. Do you know what etymology means, Kevin?
I've heard it before.
I'm here to bring the etymology to this podcast. So what I discovered in my research today, because I'm on vacation, for the record, from work,
Yeah.
my real life.
You live in Maryland.
I live in Maryland and I work in the District of Columbia. You may have heard of it. It's a place where I work.
Yes.
So, anyways, I'm on vacation. I have a lot of free time, which I like. And so I found out that the etymology of the word Turkey, the country obviously was named the country first. It actually sounds very similar in the original Turkish as it does to us in English, Turkey. And the bird, turkey, native, of course, to, as you know,
Turkey?
Mexico and North America.
Okay.
Exactly, right.
Okay.
Precisely. Yep, North America. And so the interesting part about this is because Shakespeare, as you know, referred to Turkey in Twelfth Night, not the country, but the bird. Obviously, I'm telling you things you already know.
Of course. Well, yeah, this is all second-hand information for me.
Right. You wrote the article,
Yeah.
I do believe we're going to link to. And so in the New World, they would capture these turkeys, bring them through from the Ottoman Empire, which is the Turkish merchants that would bring them to England.
Sure.
And they thought, oh, these birds are getting off of these ships. Therefore, they are, in fact,
Turkish birds.
exactly.
Nice, I got one.
Thank you very much. So there you go. Now you've learned more on this episode of The Calhoun Show than you ever have on this episode of The Calhoun Show.
So why did the country Turkey get named Turkey in the first place?
So I looked up the original Turkish because I need help. And the word turkey, I'm quoting now, actually Turkey, which is not spelled the same way you think it is, but just deal with it because none of your listeners speak Turkish. If you do speak
don't know that.
Turkish,
You don't know
I would
that.
love to hear how to pronounce Turkey in Turkish. Can be broken up into two parts. Turk is a reference to people, potentially meaning human beings, in an archaic version of the Turkish language.
Yeah.
Obviously. And the suffix IYE, as it is spelled in its native Turkish, means land of. So land of people is the origin of that specific
It's not
nation.
very unique.
That is wildly far-reaching, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question I asked Condi on KCDC earlier
You gonna
this
ever
week.
play Patty's music, or are you just gonna let it live
It
out
already
there?
played.
It already played? We didn't have a cold open?
No.
This is the coldest of opens. It's so cold, I didn't even know what was happening.
Behind the magic, you're gonna leave to
Yeah.
go back to our mom's house.
Well, no, I'm going out.
Oh, that's right. You're going out.
We went
and
over
then
this.
inevitably end up at mom's house.
Well, unless I commit a crime.
Unless you do commit a crime, that's still on the table. I will then hit pause at the end, and then I'm gonna hit record, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey guys,
Oh, you're doing
what's
it
up?
without me.
It's a podcast," and then the music's gonna play. And then this will have started,
Oh.
but everybody that's listening is already like, Stephanie, the music played already. Are you crazy?
And that will be me because I will, as we know, listen back.
Actually, you know what? I'm not doing anything else for this podcast tonight
Yes.
because my friend Patrick Dixon wants to play some video games.
Well, then Patrick Dixon should play some video
and I need
games.
to eat after you leave. So there's no more part of the podcast. Stephanie and I are the podcast today. So here's what we're going to do because
Yes.
there's no breaks in this podcast.
No breaks. But Kevin, how will you tell them that you're going on a break without them knowing?
I have those two breaks that I have.
Yes, my
yours
voice.
and Patrick's.
Right.
Patrick's is going to be the one that plays in between when you and I are done.
Yes.
And when I close the show, when I'm like, all right, that was Stephanie.
And then
Thanks
we go to
for
the
coming.
Andy drop.
Right?
Yes.
All right. So can you send us to a break and then your voice is going to play and then we're going to come back. This is going to be our segment break right now.
Okay.
All right,
Would you
ready?
like me to do my drop?
Tease what we're going to talk about next as well.
We're going to talk about the various episodes of Thanksgiving television and why they're better than you think. Most of them, anyways.
Okay. Now tie that all together and be like, we'll be right back.
Tie it with
Yeah. So like do all that, but then, you're hosting the show. So you got to send it to the break.
All right. Coming up after this message from a very, very, very nicely voiced young lady,
Yep.
we're going to talk about Thanksgiving television. The Calhoun Show.
See? And now we're back.
Okay.
Your thing played.
Yep. Wasn't that amazing?
It was a break.
The Calhoun Show. Wasn't that great?
It was
I
a
loved
break.
It. I loved it.
That was the break. All right, so now that everybody's relaxed, they had the break, and
hopefully you have a cocktail.
Everybody's refreshed at
Please
this point.
go get a cocktail if you don't already have one to listen to the show.
What is the #1 TV show that you can point at multiple episodes of Thanksgiving recurring that's good?
Multiple episodes.
Yeah, so
I don't
like-
have.
No?
No, so here's what I did today. I did a little research on the Googs, and that would be Google. To those of you not in the know, the face you just made while drinking water was so amazing. Anyways.
What? the Googs. Nope. That's not good. That's not good at all.
So I found that there are a couple of TV shows that I don't prescribe to, mostly centered around self-centered single people living in Manhattan. I hate all
How
of
I Met
those
Your
shows.
Mother. How I Met Your
And
Mother.
Friends, which
Okay.
I actually tried to watch an episode of Friends today for preparation for this because, again, I got time. And I wrote some notes to myself while I did this research today for various episodes of television while I decorated Mom's house for Christmas. And I wrote at 180 seconds into Friends. Sorry, Sarah. I'm like 180 seconds into this Friends episode, and I hate Thanksgiving and Friends and TV because of Friends. So that's a pretty bad recurring Thanksgiving thing. There was a turkey on an idiot's head. I'm not really sure what happened. All those people are awful.
Yeah, I've never watched any of Friends.
We did not grow up watching Friends. It was squarely in our wheelhouse of years wise, but there are 6 very terrible, stupid people. And I know enough terrible, stupid people, IRL, that I don't need to watch them on TV. But you've got a recurring show.
Yeah, well, How I Met Your Mother's Thanksgiving episodes are phenomenal.
What is the main thrust of those?
It's Slapsgiving. So there's a thing on the show. It's called a slap bet,
Okay.
and it's between Jason Segel
Okay.
and Neil Patrick Harris.
I'm rooting for Neil Patrick Harris.
And it goes poorly. The point of it, I forget exactly. I've seen it enough times that I should know. But either way, Marshall is in possession theoretically of, I think it's like 4 slaps that
Okay.
he owes Barney because Barney fucked something up.
Okay.
And it's agreed upon
Right.
that they're happening.
It stands to
And
yes.
eventually it turned into a countdown to Slapsgiving, like a live website. And then it became a recurring theme that every Thanksgiving he would slap Barney. And it was there were songs about it.
Oh,
It was-
naturally,
it
as you
was-
do.
Yeah, it was just wonderful. So I just couldn't come up with any Thanksgiving episodes that stood out from anything.
There's not a ton. The 80s were bigger into it, according to my research. Now, we're a little young, but we've got some of our listeners who are less young, and they'll reference WKRP in Cincinnati. You don't know what that show is.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, so have I. That's all I've done. It was almost consistently rated the best Thanksgiving episode across all the lists I looked at today. I tried to find an Office episode because we've talked a little bit about that. I didn't find a rock star standout for Thanksgiving.
I'm rewatching The Office.
Yeah.
I can see Netflix in front of me.
Yeah.
And no, there's nothing that stands out too much Thanksgiving wise. I just thought of one, but continue.
Well, there's one in season 7, which is a Ryan and Michael episode largely. And also Dwight is the Hay King.
Oh, yes. Yes, of
And
course.
it's when Angela meets the state senator, which for the record, I forgot how much I enjoy Angela and the state senator type, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm delighted.
The senator.
But I hate Ryan. So anything with Ryan in it, I get.
Ryan just got arrested when I was watching earlier.
That's delightful.
Yes.
He's a dick. I also found an episode of Cheers and an episode of Frasier. Now, what's your familiarity with those shows? Anything?
Cheers, nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Frasier, very little, but anything I've seen, I appreciate the humor.
Hot take, I think
Kind of in on Frasier without very little knowledge at all.
Frasier's a delight.
Okay,
I
all right, there you go.
love
I
Frasier.
kind of get that feeling, but I can't say
Yeah.
it.
I love Frasier. I have loved it for a very long time. I and my other old 29-year-old friends have been known to rewatch Frasier. So
Nice.
We're
Solid.
very old.
Solid.
It's wonderful. I did watch one episode of Cheers today while doing other things, for the record. I sound like I don't do anything.
Well, this week you
I
don't have to do anything.
It's really nice. I have vacation guilt, but that's like a whole other show. We should talk about that at some point because that's weird that I have
Vacation guilt.
that. You know my vacation guilt.
You just have having any fun doing anything guilt.
I don't necessarily. Sometimes I think it's perfectly appropriate to have fun. Those times are few and far in between, but
Mini golf courses.
oh no, I hate mini golf. How did this? No, mini golf is one of the more stressful activities.
You
I can
could
think
Stephanie's MO on the mini golf course. There could be 40 groups in front of you, packed into the 18 holes, right? So you got a group of 4
Right.
putting
Right.
on the hole in front of you.
it's all
A group of 4 waiting on the little tee box. The first person's got their ball on the thing, but they can't hit yet because people are still on the green.
Right.
And there's a third family standing behind them because they just came off the green prior.
Right.
And you're part of this 18 holes long. If there are people behind you, which there always are, Stephanie is stressed, not having fun.
Yep.
It's time to leave. It's time. These people behind us are waiting. Everyone is waiting. Everyone everywhere is waiting. But
I don't think I've been mini golfing since 2001 when you guys made me leave.
do you think if you were the best mini golfer of all time,
You wouldn't know
you
it.
would play? Like if you just holding one to everything,
If I was really
you felt like you
incredible.
weren't slowing anyone down. You're like, sorry guys. Oh wait, no, I'm not. I made that. Never mind.
It's really remarkable because I'm a person who's like now signed up for things and gotten in the way of several thousands of people at like the half marathons and the races and stuff that we do. But mini golf, my blood pressure goes up just thinking about mini golf. I've had people recommend it as like a good way to hang out or get to know different people. I absolutely will unequivocally shut that down and most likely never communicate with that person again.
That's fair. All right, we got here because of Vacation Guilt. You were watching
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm going to go ahead and say I haven't watched much Cheers in the world, but
That did make sense.
for the most part, it's kind of funny still. It stands up. There's nothing time sensitive about the episode, at least I watched today. It's hard when you go back and watch anything where, like, it's of such a different time period that you're like, this is completely unrelatable. Woody Harrelson was a doofus. Well, that's pretty
I
standard.
love Woody Harrelson.
I'm pretty comfortable with that still being a thing. And then, do you know the girl, Diane Chambers? She's the blonde, kind of uptight.
Nope.
She probably also has vacation guilt. So as I'm sitting there, she's the butt of most of the jokes, to be honest. And I was a little uncomfortable with that because kind of related to Diane.
Yeah, you were with Diane on.
I was a little bit she dressed up as a pilgrim and wanted to lecture everyone about how to be grateful and thankful. And that sounds like me.
A little.
A little bit. So
little.
I'm not so sure that I'd sit through a really comfortable watching of Cheers since I think I'm the butt of the joke.
If you're wondering why Stephanie sounds like she's wandering in and out of
Oh
the
my
room.
God, I'm so sorry.
It's because she just kind of stares at the ceiling and she turns her head the other way. And she's just like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So when I work,
just pull the microphone up a little.
well, but when I work with microphones,
Yeah.
like at my conference and stuff, I always have a travel mic
I don't.
because
What do you mean
wander.
a travel mic? Like a lav mic? Like okay.
Yeah.
Like a clip on.
Because I'm a wanderer.
Are you?
I am.
Did you tell them that, or did you just get lucky that they handed you a lav mic?
Oh, well, I don't think I always had one, and now I have one.
Okay. Oh, okay. So they were like, she's wandering again. So let's get her something different.
At our gala, I had to, well, you don't need to know this. I had to announce some award winners from various other nations and things like that. And so I had to commit to the accent fully. So regardless of country of origin, which was all over the world, I just went with it French accent.
To announce all the names.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I actually got several compliments, and the people who won were not angry, and that's really all that matters.
Oh, there you go. Well, that is the only thing that matters. I thought of a Thanksgiving episode.
Talk to me.
It's a show you definitely haven't watched.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I think we might have talked about this. Because we were discussing Thanksgiving episodes
Yes.
on the phone a couple weeks ago, which is how we ended up
Correct.
doing this.
Yes.
There's an episode of The League. I believe I told you a little bit about this episode
Jeff
of The
Goldblum.
League. Yes, Jeff Goldblum
I
is
pay
in it.
attention when Jeff Goldblum is concerned.
Yes, Jeff Goldblum is in an episode of The League, and it's a Thanksgiving episode. And you asked earlier what the crux of one of the episodes we were talking about was.
Right.
The crux of this one is Jeff Goldblum's there, and Sarah Silverman's there, which you would pass on, I'm sure.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. But they have a truffle,
Okay.
like a rare white truffle.
Okay.
And that's floating around the episode for certain reasons.
Sure.
As part of a school project, Ellie, the daughter, has the guinea pig
Oh,
from
okay.
the class
Sure.
right there.
Yep.
And it is possible that the guinea pig eats the truffle
Naturally.
and climbs into the turkey. So there's a lot of flavors and a lot of things on Thanksgiving that are just very interesting.
Flavors.
Yes, it's a very good
No.
episode. It's a
Ugh.
very good episode of television. Very
Very
funny.
unhappy.
And if you share Stephanie's disdain for certain
Senses of humor. I don't
senses
like
of humor.
I
Yeah.
don't like being amused. It's very uncomfortable for me. Please try to keep your laughter away.
Yeah,
It's inappropriate.
Yeah, so you'd hate that.
Mind your
You would
manners.
hate that. You would hate the episode.
I hate most funny things, to be honest.
So
a fan.
what's your number one pick? If you had to watch one Thanksgiving episode a year of something.
Golden Girls, although they should probably have one. Gilmore Girls. There's a Gilmore Girls one I'm not even bringing to this table because it's so inappropriate. But they do, the mom and the daughter do 4 Thanksgivings in a day in one of the early episodes of the season, which is great. And then Indians in the Lobby and Shibboleth. Shibboleth is it? That's right. I am hitting the desk. I hope the mic's not picking that up, and I apologize.
It's okay. No one that it listens for my sports stuff knows any of the
Sarah
words you're even
Nay
using.
Schneider, current McGrath, knows exactly what I mean when I say Shibboleth and Indians in the Lobby. You have CJ going into her office, and there is a turkey on her desk.
Oh, you're talking about the West
Now
Wing.
I am talking about the West Wing. I moved on from Gilmore Girls.
I thought the shibboleth stuff.
Shibboleth?
I thought you were trying to tell me that was West Wing related. I was like,
we're going into West Wing.
oh, okay.
Shibboleth is a Thanksgiving episode. There's also when he gives Charlie the knife. I'm conflating all of the episodes into one giant Thanksgiving bonanza. But the West Wing has the greatest Thanksgiving episodes. So I would either watch those over and over again or the Gilmore Girls.
West
ones.
Wing, very underrated.
West Wing.
Yeah.
Did you see Bradley Whitford getting sassy on Twitter today? Can I tell you this?
Did I? Hey guys, are you guys laughing because I missed it? The whole big Bradley Whitford thing on Twitter today.
Did you not see it?
I somehow missed it. Yeah.
So Sarah Nay
Hold on.
Huckabee Sanders.
Either
Hello.
back down or bring the mic up.
Come with me. Why doesn't the mic just
Everybody gets mad when that happens.
usually me. If I sit, oh God,
Yeah. See, now, yeah,
I've tipped over the mic.
Yeah, it's like it balances. You gotta have that part.
I'm usually loud enough that I don't need to be mic'd.
I mean, you're loud enough, people hear you, but it's very inconsistent when I talk because I'm just sitting next to the microphone like a person.
That's true.
And then it sounds like I'm yelling at them when I'm just talking how I should.
So I make you sound worse. That's the real problem
you just
here.
sound far away.
I don't want to be that person that causes you to have to like unlock your phone and turn up the volume. That's super frustrating. So I apologize.
Next time I'm just gonna make you wear the headphones because it's the headphones. With the headphones, you can tell.
Oh no, they would flatten my hair.
Oh, would they?
That's
You could have
unacceptable.
worn Dan's Beats. He's got Beats in there.
He's got beads.
He's got Beats.
Oh, Beats.
Like the nice headphones.
like Dr. So and So's Beats.
But Dre. Yeah. Stephanie, big rap fan.
It's way more consistent for me to say so and so, to be honest.
That's fair. All right.
So no, the Bradley Whitford sass. You're gonna not get. You're
oh,
getting
right.
this story whether you like it.
Oh yeah, forgot about the Bradley Whitford thing.
So
How could I again?
yesterday, President Trump pardoned the turkey. We had wishbone and drumstick, and Sarah Huckabee Sanders is his press secretary.
Yeah.
She tweeted out a picture of one of the turkeys in her office, and she said, "A real West Wing moment." You know, allusion to the show, as we all are, regardless of partisan origin. Everyone loves the West Wing. And Bradley Whitford today retweeted that and said, "Miss Sanders, I know CJ Craig, and you're no CJ Craig." And it was all very sassy.
Yeah. Bradley Whitford.
I love him.
Calm down. Nobody cares, bro.
No, he did take it quite
Bradley
seriously.
Whitford's like, wait, the West Wing's relevant for today.
Oh,
I'm relevant today.
For shame. So, were you going to explain to me why you don't like turkey? We've talked about this, I'm sure, on an episode before. But
Yeah. I mean, you've maybe one or two, I have no idea, in the last 10 years. My memory's bad. But I'm pretty sure you've been around me for every one of the Thanksgivings I've been alive for.
That's very true.
Right?
You have not had a Thanksgiving without me nearby.
Is that true? I don't-
You might not be able to have Thanksgiving.
There was
without
one.
me.
I knew there was one. I stayed in Pittsburgh.
Then you didn't have Thanksgiving.
I did. My girlfriend at the time cooked me Thanksgiving, and
That's
you knew her.
very
She
nice.
was a good
She
cook,
was a good
and
cook.
yeah, it was
Good
good.
job, girl.
It was a good thing.
Way to go, girl.
It was a good Thanksgiving. But anyway, so you've been around me for most
I
Thanksgiving.
have. All out.
I eat turkey,
You do.
but
You don't like it.
there's the turkey that you eat on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
How many times do you have that throughout the year?
One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you knew something existed and it was really good, would you have it more than once a year?
Probs.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Condi was literally arguing with me that it's a top 3 meat. Like, if you were going to have a meal and, like, pick a protein,
You picked turkey.
turkey's top 3.
Where did he place bacon?
Bacon was one we did not even mention on KCDC.
I think I need a new chair immediately because this is clearly faulty.
Steak, bacon, kielbasa. Like that's the easy 3. That's
Haggis.
an easy haggis.
Sorry, I like haggis.
I'm sure it's good. I don't know. I've never had haggis. I don't think. What is haggis?
It's really
Irish, right?
It's Scottish.
Oh, it's Scottish.
And it's where you take a whole. I hope no one's eating their work. Like, what if they're at lunch eating?
We're recording this at 6
People
p.m.
don't-
on Wednesday.
People don't always listen to it
No.
away.
But, and I know I'm talking to people that listen to podcasts, and you're one of them.
It'd be weird if you were talking to other
the next
people.
5 days, the next 4 days, whatever it is.
Yeah,
If you are sitting on podcasts,
Right.
they're getting done
that's true.
because none of your podcasts are releasing anything in the next 4 days.
That's true. That's
Okay?
true.
Everybody's
what if
hearing
somebody's
this, but
listening to
if-
us while they're driving? Like, do we have a message for them?
Slow down.
I was going to say speed up. So leave dangerously.
Well,
choose
if you're
wisely.
traveling south on 95 at some point, whenever Stephanie is,
Move the hell out of the way.
Move over.
Get lost. Well, I left the other morning quite well.
You left mad early.
Mad early.
You left
There
at-
was brunch on the offering. I had to get here.
You left at 4 a.m.
I did do that for brunch.
We passed each other on the highway.
It was wonderful. Kevin waved out the window at me. It was magnificent. I loved it.
You drove 5 hours and passed me on the on my way to work.
Absolutely. But it was
good.
worth it for brunch.
But no, turkey is extremely overrated.
Okay.
Dan tried to take shots at whoever cooks the turkey for Calhoun Thanksgiving
Well,
when I insulted turkey, and I said, "Oh no."
it's always different people.
Well, I didn't know that. Number one, and number two, I said, "Well, hold on. There are a lot of people at the table complimenting the food,
Right.
and the turkey, including,
Right.
So, I think they're all wrong too.
Wow.
But that's the point. Like, either they're lying or they have a bad sense. Because I think everybody just thinks they're supposed to compliment turkey. Like, oh, you made this turkey. It tastes how it's supposed to.
Right.
Which sucks.
Ooh.
But it tastes how it's supposed to. But we've all agreed that this is what we're eating. So nice job. Way to execute.
So do you prefer ham? That was another one of the questions we got picked up today on Twitter.
If you told me it was a Thanksgiving dinner,
Mm-hmm.
I would pick turkey over ham.
Sure.
If you were telling me it was any other meal
if it's
throughout the
Tuesday.
entire year,
Right.
I'm picking ham.
Oh, see, I'm not with you. I'm a turkey person, but I don't buy turkey. So I see what you're saying. Like I cook for myself.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't buy my own food, I wouldn't eat the food. No food for me. I have never bought turkey. I have also never bought ham. So it's hard to say. I don't buy a lot of food though, to be honest.
No, you don't eat a lot.
As it occurs to me, I'm like, I don't really buy
What
food.
have you bought?
I buy a lot of
Eggs.
yogurt, hummus when I'm feeling fancy.
Hummus is one of those things I can't do it because it's so tasty and I eat so many things that don't taste good.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because I'm just trying to do healthy things.
Sure.
That when I get hummus, it's gone. It's
See,
just gone. It's
I
gone.
bring
It's got a day.
I bring
That
the
tub's got a
most-
day.
I bring the most delicious food to work, where I have a very dear friend of mine who we police each other's food habits, like all healthy friends should and just casually do.
Absolutely.
So that way I'm not tempted to overeat anything.
Oh, there you go.
Normal.
What's the best food on the table for Thanksgiving?
Well, okay, first of all love to people who cook food for me, but anything sweet potatoey or yammy, I am not eating that. I am 29 years old and you cannot make me put that on my plate. I don't care who's cooking the meal. I am not being personal. I'm just not eating that food.
I like sweet potato stuff, but
Gross. Stuffing, if it's proper stuffing. Stuffings if it's in the bird. Dressing if it's on the side. And if it's homemade. If you're making stovetop on Thanksgiving, I got questions. I'm not going to ask them now, but I think you can assume what they tend towards. Mashed potatoes, if they're made correctly, can be great.
Yep.
Green bean casserole is always a classic.
we have raisin bread and biscuits on the table.
Yes. And so I brought the pans for that, but nobody told me to make it. So I don't know if we're having raisin bread. I assume we are, but I make the Irish soda bread. So the pans are in the trunk in case we needed those.
There you go. You have touched on a lot of very
I've
delicious food.
omitted something, haven't
You've touched on a lot
I?
of very delicious food.
What
and
have I omitted?
Somehow missed cranberry sauce, which
What?
is in fact the best thing on the table.
Now tell me, what does your cranberry sauce? Because cranberry sauce evokes ocean spray and bogs and fresh, snappy fruit. Kevin, tell me what your cranberry sauce of choice is.
the one that comes out of the can.
That's right. And if it doesn't have the ridges, is it really cranberry sauce?
Not really.
Nay,
If we're being truly honest about it.
I'm sure if someone actually handed you I wandered away from the microphone again. If someone actually handed you cranberry sauce, you probably could not identify it on sight. That's my hot take.
I would imagine that that's probably true.
Now, do you drink with Thanksgiving? Now that we're old enough. If you're of legal age. If you're not of legal age listening to the Calhoun Show, how? How did you find us? Please tweet me. Tell me how.
Well, if I'm going to drink, I have to go buy something because they're not going to be open tomorrow.
That's probably true.
I might have you buy something because you have to drive past liquor stores on your way. Oh, no, you're going out.
I'm going out.
See, you're going out. You're not going back to our mother's house yet.
Nope. I bought wine.
I might have to go out. All right. Yeah, I'm probably going to get a 6-pack, like an IPA.
So some families don't drink. Some families drink a lot. Ours is pretty neutral on the subject, to be honest.
I am the opposite of neutral around the family. I prefer to.
Well, but when we... They don't listen. It's fine.
I don't think so.
If you do listen, I dare you to tell me this is
hold
offensive.
On. Yeah, no, hold on. If you do listen...
Thanks.
You know. Hey, you know.
In fact, this is a test. If you're a current member of our families and you get to this point in the podcast, hit us up. We'll be impressed.
Hit Stephanie up.
Oh, yeah. Well, obviously. I didn't mean Kevin. He won't talk to you.
Apparently. So I was told at one point that it's bad form to leave family text threads because it says Kevin Calhoun has left the thread.
That was one of the best moments. It was probably some sick relative of some kind or another. And
No,
it
was a child's birthday party. Text
right.
thread, and it started with an aunt and it continued with aunts and cousins and like 8 messages deep and we're not talking 12 minutes into this thread. There's already 8 texts in 12 minutes. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm not a part of that. And I was told that was a bad for, especially since I never replied.
Right.
I never got in on the conversation. I simply observed and found it just entirely too much.
You didn't say your piece and then were like, and now I'm stepping away. I've done my work here. You were like, if it was a room, you left it in the middle of someone's sentence.
Yeah,
you gotta picture a text thread like a room because everyone has their phone always next to them. And this goes very much for people who are very close to us and perhaps our other sibling. I know you're reading the text. You're not reading the text. If it's a group thread that you're in and you're not participating, you are the weirdo sitting in the corner of the room just being like, I don't care. And I don't like that.
I got a better one for you.
Hit me.
At work the other night, one of my friends at work was texting a coworker from the baseball job.
Sure.
So not working hockey.
Right.
And this friend at work sent a text that said, "Hey, do you want to go out and get pizza at this place when I'm out of work?"
Right.
And the plan, yes, let's do that. And then sent a text, was waiting for the response. The person had the red receipts turned on.
Oh.
Right? So looks like, why isn't this person texting me back? He saw it. Anyway, 20 minutes later, sorry, just got your text.
Ow.
I was like, oh man, you have red receipts on. You opened it.
Yeah.
And then said, sorry, just got your text.
Do you leave read receipts on? She says,
Never.
knowing full well that you don't because I text you
Never.
every day. Okay.
Never.
I have been known to leave read receipts on.
Yeah, yours are on for me.
Are they still on now?
Oh.
I should probably reevaluate my life
see.
then.
Let's see. I'll tell you. And Patrick's are off apparently. Yours are on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they're on for me, maybe.
possibly.
Probably.
That sounds like something I would do.
Knowing you.
They might be on for the Calhouns. Well, the problem is I've got a couple of friends who don't check their phones for days.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually moms. They're keeping people alive. My problem is if I read a text and I don't respond, it'll take till the end of the workday. That's my issue. Your problem is you're just bad at texting.
See, now for me, there's 2 things. Number 1, my phone has had issues in the last 2 weeks.
Listen, I forgot to bring the tinfoil, so I really don't know if we have to go into your iPhone troubles.
The last 2 weeks aside, here is my policy on text. If you text me right now, I literally might not get it because my phone is Foxville. It's a piece of shit.
Don't go there.
It's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible.
Sounds like an unhappy place.
But normally, if you text me,
Yes.
there are 2 things that are a fact. Number 1, I promise, I got it. Got it. Read it. Saw it. Interacted with it on my own.
the information.
And number two, probably not gonna text you back.
It's terrible.
Probably not. If you text me and say, "Hey, we're already, if we have a plan to do something
Right.
and you're going to give me information about it,
Right.
hey, we're going to meet up at 10 o'clock. Got it.
You consider that the exchange is
Got
complete.
it. They sent me a letter. I opened the letter. I said, 10 o'clock it is. I'll see you there. Sounds great to me. If you text me and say, would you like to go out tomorrow night? I'd
Right.
like to go out at 10.
Right.
I'm going to text you back.
There's a question.
If I don't want to go, probably not going to text you back till like a couple hours before that tomorrow. But I'll text you back.
So are we in a post-text society now? Because for a while there we used cell phones to make phone calls, and now nobody does that.
I've been so far ahead on phone, or either I think behind, I guess.
Yeah.
I will always prefer a phone call
You're an
over
odd
a text
person.
forever.
Yeah.
I hate texting.
Because I hate voicemails. I hate them. I like transcripts now, and I do like a voicemail. So, for example, we might be a family that communicates healthfully a lot, oftentimes, and we might have me and mom might be the kind of people who really like snippets of information to be shared when we're ready to share them, and I want you to know about them.
Yeah.
And mom does that to me just as much as I do that to you. Mom voicemails safely are the worst kind of voicemails you can get.
Transcripts all the time.
Absolutely.
Always transcripts.
Yeah. There are, however, occasions. I missed a call from a good friend the other day who couldn't call me back. Awesome. I was thrilled. Now I have that voicemail. I get to listen to it. Very good. Very big win. But for the most part, I am anti-voicemail. I am anti-phone call. In a business setting, it's different. This is my personal life. I don't prefer texting. I don't think I like people. Is actually, as I list all these things, I'm finding that I don't like people.
I know that that's where I'm at. I was just wondering if you were
Yeah.
going to get there.
Huh.
I just don't like people. But that's why I
That's
prefer the
true.
phone, because I can get it done faster.
I do like a good...
There's no context in
GIF.
text messages either.
I
It's a
send
big
a lot
problem.
of GIFs in text messages.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I do. I know, it's really bad. I've got a group of 2 friends in the DC area. You might have heard of where I live.
Maryland.
Right. So 2 of us are
Pretty far outside Baltimore or Washington, D.C.
I'm actually closer to Baltimore sometimes. 2 of us are gift senders and 1 of us is not. And she's always like 1 second away from leaving that text thread. And
Gone. Already out.
luckily she doesn't listen to the show, but she's a Penguins fan.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, that's good to
What
know.
else do we have to cover?
I don't know. I made no plans. I was just like, Stephanie's coming over. We're
What's
gonna
going
sit
on
down
with this? Okay, I got a sports question for you.
Sure.
First of all, are there any good games on Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Minnesota is playing Detroit, I believe.
Okay.
Chargers, Cowboys,
Okay.
and your local area football team
No, yes.
is playing your god awful football team.
Oh, nice. Fun.
So
Very
yeah,
local.
Yeah, Washington and New York. That's the late game.
Okay. All right. And what is the deal with this LeVar Ball situation? Give it to me in a second. What's the story?
Annoying.
Oh, okay. Give it to me in more than 1 second.
Okay, LeVar Ball he was a cup of coffee NBA player.
What does that mean? Cup of
He,
coffee?
Like sat down for a minute. He was around for a second. He had a cup of coffee in the NBA.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a phrase?
Yeah.
What's the etymology? I have to look that up. That's amazing. Go
Literally,
on.
it's a timing thing. Think about it. You weren't there the whole time. You were there for a cup of coffee.
But
Just
I
quick.
always am drinking coffee.
That's fair. That's shit.
I have a
That's
coffee
shit.
right now.
His whole life he was in the NBA. Wow, it was amazing. He was there for a cup of coffee. Wow.
I think that only works with
25-year
non-addicts.
pro. All right, but he's got I think 3 sons and some kind of a weird. I don't know if there's I try to pay as little attention to it as possible,
Okay.
but he's got some kind of a connection or weird thing with UCLA where all his kids are going to play basketball there.
Okay.
His oldest son, Lonzo, went to UCLA, got drafted by the Lakers this year.
Right.
He's playing decently well. He can't shoot the ball. I got a bet right on KCDC last night because he shot 3 for 13.
Nice.
So that's Lonzo.
Okay.
LiAngelo, I believe, is the middle.
Okay.
He's the one that just got arrested in China a couple
Middle
weeks
children
ago.
are always the troublesome
That
ones.
checks out. Yeah. Hey. He got arrested with 2 of his UCLA teammates in China. They
Right.
were over there playing a game, and they stole stuff from a bunch of stores.
Which, again, as DC, I think so eloquently put it on your show, don't do that.
Yeah, just definitely don't steal stuff in China.
That's a no-no.
Don't steal stuff. And don't steal stuff in China.
No.
So I don't know, politics, whatever stuff. Trump has to sign something,
Yes.
give us back our people. Right, basically, that's
Right.
what it is. Give us back our people.
I'm comfortable with that.
Whatever. And then LeVar comes out and he's like, yeah, well, fuck that guy. What they did wasn't that bad anyway. So then,
Dear.
So naturally, Trump was like, I should have left him in jail because that's what Trump does.
That's the appropriate.
Which,
response.
by the way, that's what I told Connie. I was like, I'm not in on much of what Trump does. He's right. You should have left him in jail.
Absolutely. If you don't say thank you,
bastards.
sir, and go shut up, then
Yeah.
you need to go.
Ungrateful bastards. But yeah, no, that's LeVar's deal. He's just super. He gets compared in the sports community a lot to whoever the head Kardashian is.
Why would I know the Kardashians?
You don't know their names though? I don't know the mom Kardashian. She's the brains.
That you're doing Amazing Sweetie one?
I don't know what that means.
All the memes.
Nope.
Oh, it's a lot of memes.
I don't know that
Many
one.
memes.
I'm out on memes too. I just don't spend any time on Twitter anymore. That's the problem. I see no Twitter or anything anymore.
That's true. The head Kardashian, the mom one.
Yeah, the evil genius behind
Kris. That's her name.
Yes, Kris Jenner.
With the hair.
I was trying to picture it with Kardashian at the end, and I was having Kris Jenner. Yes.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that's who LeVar gets compared to.
You guys should really come to us for all your hot Kardashian takes.
Wait, you were supposed to bring pop culture
I
analogies.
was.
Did you bring any?
No, because I wasn't given a sports situation that required an analogy.
I don't think that's what you required. I don't think you needed anything from me to do this.
You're right. I got distracted with the Thanksgiving. I was taken away from my pop culture.
Too much Cheers.
I was confused by Cheers. Plus, now that you guys do the PCP on the other one.
That means Pop Culture Point if you haven't listened to
God.
KCDC yet.
Why haven't you listened to KCDC yet? It comes out more reliably than this one.
Way more.
The social media is more
That one requires a
appropriately
lot of
handled.
time.
There's a lot of cool stuff going on that one. What else?
I don't know.
Oh my heavens.
I think that's it.
What was I going to ask you in real life? Nobody wants to hear me.
This is real life. You could just ask me.
That's so frustrating.
What do you got?
Well, we handled everything that everybody sent us. Mark. Oh, here's a question. You don't go on Twitter anymore, but Mark is going to be the reason I ask you this question.
Okay.
All of a sudden on Twitter, people are changing their people. That's a new way of saying people.
Sure.
People are changing their names to be seasonally appropriate. So they had spooky ones at Halloween time. I've seen a couple of like stuffing based name changes. One of your listeners, Mark, who I believe is Mark.
Yeah, we know Mark.
Yes. Is now going by Mark the Herald Angel Sings.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Are we in favor of that?
Yeah, I'm in on that.
Are you going to do it?
Nope.
Okay. Just checking.
Did you expect me to?
No, but I wasn't. I'm kind of surprised you're in on the thing.
Yeah, no. Mark does no wrong. He's good. He's good people.
Full tick.
What's by the way, Mark pointed out that one of the bets we made on KCDC. I bet that John Tavares would have more face-off wins than Claude Giroux, and DC took the bet. And I guess Giroux's playing left wing, so he's not going to take any face-offs. Centers take the face-off, so Tavares is going to win that. Yeah!
Huzzah. There's a win for you.
I did no research and got the good end of the stick, and Condi did no research and should have.
There you go.
Nice. That's it.
That can't be it.
Unless you want to do.
I don't know what
Was
else.
there a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving episode?
There must be, but I don't think I think it's a newer one. I think it's one of those weird.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
Yeah, I'm not here for that. I wanted to do a Christmas movie episode, but like we might have done that already.
Well, I could do it again, but you're home for Christmas.
I am. I'm going to be home at that time.
You are.
So I guess I want to know what else we should be covering in the future.
On this show?
Yes.
Sports stuff.
Sports stuff. Well, is there any news in the sports stuff? Do we have the Olympics coming up?
Yeah, there should be something next year.
Winter?
Or is it? No, is next year Olympics or is next year World Cup? Next year is definitely World Cup, but is the World Cup and the Olympics in the same year?
Happening. There was some curling.
Yeah, we picked curling on the show.
Did you?
Yeah.
I really got to listen. It's hard when I'm at home to listen to things. Curling stuff. I saw that happening. No, I got nothing for you, man. Unless we talk about, news and headlines, but mostly that's men getting fired. So I don't know that that's something we should cover.
No, we don't need to. All right. Well, you mentioned we were talking before we recorded.
Yeah.
We can do briefly, happily the happy version of sad news,
I'm comfortable with that.
which is R.I.P. to the best doggy in the whole wide world.
The Wonder Dog.
Yes. It was a couple weeks ago. She went very peacefully. We love her very, 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 very much. She is very missed. We don't have to be sad and cry.
Nope.
That all happened a lot.
It did happen.
That all happened a lot.
It was beautifully managed, beautifully handled. You guys were all here.
Thank you to both of our parents, especially for me, for helping take care of things the way we could. And
It was exactly what
Roxy
you
was
would've-
home and comfy.
Exactly. And you know what? It's nice to see in those moments everybody's got your back. And it was awesome.
It was. So she was on a lot of episodes.
She was.
And she made an appearance on
Strong showing.
She ran
last
into the
episode.
room
She
while
was
being
like,
talked.
I'm here.
I joked around. So it was like 2 days after that she went, and I don't know if it was Mom or if it was one of my friends that I was joking around with, but I was like, yeah, I was talking about her on the show, and she literally hadn't moved in like 12 hours. She got up and came in the room. I was like,
Listen.
hey, this is my last episode.
She's
I'm
always
here.
She always has a sense of timing.
Yes.
It's always a good thing. I very much approve. And I think that kudos to Mom, kudos to Dad. And kudos you won't like it, but kudos to you too. So deal with the compliment.
Gracias.
But now so
Yes.
it is what it is. Hey, your listeners were amazing, very supportive, lots of good love.
Oh my
coming on
God.
the
Yeah.
show,
Everybody sent in a bunch of very nice things.
which is awesome. So now Kevin is available to come play with your puppies if you are located in the Connecticut area. Please, he'll love hearing text messages about it, as you know.
Well, hold on. Are we just advertising me to go play with anybody's dog?
Yes.
Okay. Let's narrow the filter by half. Right?
All the puppies.
Yeah, let's narrow the filter by half and move from there. That's it.
That's it.
That's Thanksgiving episode.
That is it.
And you know what? We're not even going to have Patty's thing at the end. We're just going to say we love you, Patty. We're just get the Calhoun Show music.
I am very pro Patty. Patty's pretty legit.
Yeah.
I'm pro
Well,
Patrick.
actually, his music ends this anyway, so his voice doesn't need to be in this one.
His voice.
Yeah, the
If he
the
doesn't say hell
Calhoun
yeah,
Show.
is it really an episode though?
Oh, that's the terrible team of the week. We never have. Oh, hold on. Do you want to do a terrible team of the week?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Truly terrible team of the week.
I love this segment. A weekly look into the bottom of the barrel. This is the Calhoun Show's
Truly terrible team of the week. Hell yeah!
Oh, thank God. I
Okay,
needed a
here you
break.
go. Truly terrible team of the week. See, I paused it and then put the sound in and then hit record, and Stephanie was not ready at all. All right, this is the truly terrible team of the week segment. Who
Okay.
is it? You requested.
I know, but I would pause
Come up
and
with a
take
team.
moment.
Nah, come up with a team.
And
No, you gotta have a team.
okay, well,
It can be your Giants for deciding to start winning games after losing the
no, they're not the truly, because terrible team of the week implies not the whole season, and they are in fact the terrible team of the season.
Okay, fair.
I'm going to say casually, while I fill time in no way, shape, or form. Oh, I got it.
Yeah, who is it?
People who line up for things in New York, such as
Like iPhones?
nope,
Okay.
ball drop and parade people.
Have you ever been to New York for the ball drop?
I have been in Manhattan during New Year's Eve. I did not go to the ball drop.
Okay. You have a big problem with these things?
I do. I have a problem with those people. Here's why I have a problem with you guys. You're not listening, so it's fine.
They might be. I don't know.
You're a mess. You're bad for tourism. You spend very little money. You stand out in the cold, and then you think you've seen the city, and you don't know anything.
Wow.
How about that?
Hot takes.
Those are the truly terrible team of the week.
Spicy hot takes.
And you know what? It's the same people who bring children to Disney World. Ooh, now we're on a roll. I've really got myself animated.
Keep going. Keep going. All right, so children, wait.
People who bring children to Disney World are also terrible team of the week.
Disney World is for children.
No, it's not. I went in August with a good friend of mine. We're 29. We had an amazing time. Do you know why? We don't have children. And
Well, see, okay, now it seems that you're losing sight. This is the perspective I'm hearing.
okay.
Hey, if you stop bringing your kids, you'll have more fun.
Right.
Accurate. What you're missing is they're there for the kids to have fun, and the kids are having fun.
Here's my amended take. Let me be very clear. I spend a lot of time with
I think you're being very clear.
I spend a lot of time with children, very young ones. They are 6 and under, the children I spend a great deal of time with.
Okay.
I love those kids. I would bring them lots of fun places, have done, will do so again. I am blessed, hashtag, to have friends who are able to understand the limitations of their beautiful children, which means nap time and rests and breaks and reasonable expectations for how you're going to win the day exist.
Sure.
People who go to parades oftentimes are forcing their kids to do things that are anti their actual happiness. People who bring babies to Disney World are fools.
Babies Disney World is rough.
People who bring kids to Disney World and do not let 3-year-olds take a nap halfway through the day are fools. You need to absolutely remember that you are trying to drag half humans around to do whole human activities, and they are not qualified.
Happy holidays, everyone.
I would venture a guess that all of your listeners with children would agree with me that kids require naps and sleep and rest. And doing things like the parades and the ball drop in Disney World challenges that and makes everyone more miserable.
Coming up in 3 weeks, Stephanie tells you why Santa is not real. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Bye!
Thank you for listening to The Calhoun Show. Join the conversation by following the show on Twitter @Calhoun Show and emailing the show at calhounshow@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe and download for free on iTunes. Want to hear yourself on the show? Leave us a voicemail by calling 860-740-2119.